friends, welcome back once again to my educational YouTube channel Quest for Knowledge, and today we are going to learn about types of chemical reactions. Let us begin our discussion with the first type of reaction, that is combination reaction or synthesis reaction. In combination reaction or synthesis reaction, two or more reactants they combine to form a single product. Example, formation of water. Here, in formation of water, hydrogen gas it combines with oxygen gas to form water. Another example, burning of coal. Here you see carbon and oxygen they combine to form carbon dioxide. Calcium oxide it reacts with water to give calcium hydroxide plus heat is given out. That means this reaction is exothermic reaction. Here you see this calcium oxide is solid, water which is liquid of course. When it combines, it gives you calcium hydroxide which is a base and it is in atmosphere. This is also known as quick lime. So when we add water to quick lime, it gets converted to slaked lime. Solution of slaked lime is used for whitewashing. When this calcium hydroxide it comes in contact with carbon dioxide in the air, then it gets converted to calcium carbonate plus water.
Calcium oxide dissolves in water to form calcium hydroxide, which is clear colorless solution, and when we pass carbon dioxide through it, it turns milky white.
Now let us discuss about next type of reaction, that is decomposition reaction. In this type of reaction, a compound undergoes decomposition to form two or more products. Example, when we heat ferrous sulfate salt, then it undergoes decomposition to give ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide.
Ferrous sulfate contains water of crystallization and therefore it is green in color and known as green vitriol. On heating, it loses water to become colorless, and on further heating, it decomposes to become ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. Similarly, when we heat copper sulfate salt, it loses water of crystallization and becomes colorless. If we continue to heat it, it further decomposes to become copper oxide, which is black in color, and two gases comes out along with it, that is sulfur trioxide and sulfur dioxide.
when we heat calcium carbonate, then it breaks or decomposes to become quicklime and carbon dioxide is given out. So this calcium carbonate or limestone, when it is heated, it gets converted to quicklime and carbon dioxide gas is evolved. One of the uses of quicklime is it is used in the manufacture of cement. Likewise, when you heat lead nitrate, then you will be able to observe the evolution of brown fumes of nitrogen dioxide gas. When you heat lead nitrate, then you will be able to observe the brown fumes of nitrogen dioxide gas coming out. So you have the formation of lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. Okay. Now let's try to balance this chemical equation as well. So here you see that lead nitrate, it decomposes on heating to give lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. Another example of decomposition reaction is electrolysis of water. When we pass electricity in water, then it decomposes to give hydrogen and oxygen gas. There are some compounds which get decomposed on being exposed to sunlight. For example, silver chloride, silver bromide, etc. Okay, let's try to see the equation. Here you see that silver chloride, when it is exposed to sunlight, then silver and chlorine gas are formed. So in this equation we have mentioned the condition required for this reaction to take place, that is sunlight above the arrow, and we have also mentioned the physical states as well. So this is an example of endothermic reaction. Silver chloride, which is white in color, turns grey in sunlight as a result of decomposition. When we expose silver bromide to sunlight, then it gets decomposed to form silver and bromine gas. Okay. So we have balanced this equation, and this is also an example of endothermic reaction where the heat of the sunlight is absorbed. They undergo decomposition reaction on being exposed to sunlight. They are stored in dark room. Similarly, There are certain medicines which are kept in dark bottle or in dark room so that they do not undergo decomposition reaction. In this reaction, more reactive element, it displaces or removes another element from its compound. For example, so here you see that when we add iron to copper sulfate solution, then since iron being more reactive than copper, it displaces and it takes its place to form ferrous sulfate, and copper element is displaced. Initially this is blue in color, and when we add iron, then due to the formation of ferrous sulfate, the solution turns green in color and copper is displaced from its solution.
When we put iron nails to copper sulfate solution, iron displaces copper from its solution and becomes ferrous sulfate, which is green in color.
Displacement of copper from copper chloride solution by lead. Here you see that lead being more reactive than copper, copper is displaced. Let us now discuss about double displacement reaction. In this type of reaction, two substances, they react with each other to form two different substances. So here you can see that when magnesium chloride, it reacts with potassium hydroxide, it gives magnesium hydroxide plus potassium chloride. Here in MgCl2, magnesium is the cation and chlorine is the anion. And in the other compound, potassium is the cation and OH is the anion. So, in double displacement reaction, the cation of one compound, it combines with an ion of the other compound, and the cation of another compound combines with the anion of next compound. So generally what we can say is, in double displacement reaction, generally we can write it in this way also, that A forms a compound by combining with Y, and X, it makes bond with B and forms the other compound. So in double displacement reaction, there is a formation of two different compounds. As we have discussed, in double displacement reaction, two substances are formed. So one of the substances appears as a precipitate. So let's try to see this. Sodium sulfate reacting with barium chloride. So when sodium sulfate solution is reacted with barium chloride solution, then we get barium sulfate plus sodium chloride. So we'll balance it. So this barium sulfate, it appears as white precipitate. Since the precipitate is formed, this reaction is also known as precipitation reaction. Remember the reaction between lead nitrate and potassium iodide, there was a formation of yellow PPT. So that is also an example of precipitation reaction. Now let us discuss about next type of reaction, that is oxidation reaction. In oxidation reaction, a substance gains oxygen and gets oxidized. For example, burning of coal. Here you see carbon, it gains oxygen to form carbon dioxide. So we can say that carbon is oxidized. Next example, copper getting oxidized to form copper oxide. When you heat copper in presence of oxygen, then it gets oxidized to form copper oxide. Here you see copper, it gains oxygen. So this is a type of oxidation reaction.
Corrosion in metals is due to oxidation. For example, rusting of iron. Acidity is due to oxidation of food containing oils and fats, as a result of which the taste and smell of the food changes.
Now let us discuss about next type of reaction, reduction reaction. In reduction reaction, a substance loses oxygen and it is said to be reduced. So when we heat copper oxide in presence of hydrogen, then this copper oxide, it loses oxygen. So here you see that copper is losing oxygen and it is getting reduced to form copper. Moving ahead, let's try to understand redox reaction or oxidation reduction reaction. In oxidation reduction reaction or redox reaction, one of the reactants get oxidized and the other is reduced. Reaction between manganese oxide and aluminium. So in this reaction you see that manganese oxide is getting reduced to manganese. So here you have the reduction reaction, whereas on the other hand aluminium is gaining oxygen. Therefore you have oxidation reaction taking place over here. So in redox reaction have oxidation as well as reduction. So friends, I do hope that you enjoyed watching my video. So don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe my channel.